Ooh. Good morning, y'all. Happy Thursday. I am off today. This is my off day, and I am coming on because I gotta tell y'all something, okay? I gotta tell y'all something. And it's don't change your heart, change your method. And what I'm saying with that is dating out here, y'all, how discouraging it can be, how frustrating it can be. The different things we go through, with the different things we put up with, and trying to just navigate just dating, just trying to find that special someone to be in your life. And the reason I came on and said don't change your heart, change your method is because a lot of people are saying, I'm so tired. This is why I'm single. This is why, I'm tired of this dating thing and everything else. And I totally get it. After my divorce and I started dating, it was a trip, to say the least. But I'm going to tell you this, y'all. We do so many things that causes us to go through things unnecessarily. I'm talking to myself as well. We do so many unnecessary things. And I understand we do it because we don't understand that we're doing probably 95% of the time. And we find ourselves in these situations and we get frustrated and we getting so, fed up with trying to deal with, he does this and she does this and I can't trust and I can't believe and I can't and I can't find and he won't find and all this crap that we're going through. And I'm here to tell you, don't close your heart. Don't close your heart. And this is the thing. We are so afraid of detachments. We're so afraid of detachments. And what I mean by that is we act like when somebody comes into our life, it's going to kill us if they leave. Like it's a bad thing if they leave. What is that? The whole thing about dating, the whole thing about life itself is that you are experiencing these spirits inside of these bodies, and everybody is not going to stay in your life. And that detachment doesn't have to be something negative. Enjoy that moment that they were there, it was right. And when it's gone, it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't make you more or less than anything. When things come into our, we don't expect to hold on to anything else but people. When you get that brand new car, you already know in five years and maybe less for some of y'all gonna get rid of it and get another car. Because that car comes into your life. It serves its purpose for what it is, whether that was to get you from A to B, whether it's to show off to your neighbors, whether it was whatever it was, to drive to work in peace and comfort or whatever it was. We understand in 4 to 5, 6 years, more or less for us, for some of us, that car is going to leave and we're going to replace it with something else. And we don't have that whole thing holding on to that car. But for some reason, we have this attachment to people. That's the one thing we can't own. Not legally. That's the one thing we can't own legally. When we go out here. And it's so funny because we go out here and we have all these expectations and we have all these rules and we have all this stuff that we're going to do and what we should and shouldn't do all set up in our heads. And it's like, first of all, you shopping on a false premise. When I say shopping, I'm talking about you dating out there. You out there dating on a false premise. You are out there representing somebody you want the world to see, and it's not even you. Now, and I'm going to tell you, I was watching this group, and they have a group full of people who are praying for their mates to come into their lives. I am so for prayer because prayer falls along the same line of everything that I talk about. What you focus on. And that is what prayer is, y'all. Focus. What you focus on is what comes into your face, what comes in front of your face. So I am so for prayer. However, I do want to say this in some of the stuff that I've seen. If you are out there saying, I am praying for my mate, I am doing all these steps to get my mate, to make sure my mate come into my life. If you are doing that to attract, I'm trying to put this people are saying, I'm going to save myself. Save myself. I'm not going to partake in sex. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. If you're doing that for you, perfect. if you're doing that because you thinking that that title or that action or that step is going to ensure somebody's going to feel some type of way about you, then you're doing it for the wrong reason. You're doing it the wrong way. You need to change your method. It's just like when you think about all the people that you know, just in your little group, who's been out there hoeing, who's been out there sleeping with everybody, who's been out there doing everything right, wrong, or indifferent, and they still got a man. Are you telling me that because you say I'm going to be abstinent, or you say I'm going to, stay in my home, I'm not going to go out, I'm not going to do this, that is going to make somebody, that's going to make the difference between whether or not you get the person who's for you? Respect your body. Yes, your body is your temple. I'm not talking about the action. I'm talking about your reasons behind the action. Okay? I'm talking about your reasons behind the action. When the person who's for you come into your life, they're coming into your life for you, for who you are, for your mistakes, for your rights, for your wrongs. They're coming in for your ups and your downs. We are here. We are spirits inside of these human bodies, and these human bodies, with all our human emotions and everything that we have with it, we are not perfect. We're not going to be perfect. We're not going to find somebody out there who's perfect. I don't care how high up in church they sit. I don't care how low down in the valley they lay. Nobody on this earth is going to be perfect. Okay? We are here individually. Each one, we are here as individuals who's part of the whole. Okay, we are not going to be perfect. To sit here and say, I am going to set this up. Like I said, I'm not questioning the action. I'm questioning the reasons that you have in your head around the actions. Okay, I ain't gonna stay on that too long because I don't want to be ruffling no feathers, even though y'all know I don't mind ruffling some feathers, but I'm just trying to tell you this. If you're doing it for the wrong reasons, if you're doing it because you think that this badge is going to make a difference on the person, let me tell you what that badge is going to do. That badge is going to attract the person where you really are in here, because you can't hide that no matter how much you come on camera, no matter how much you get up in front of the church, no matter how much you get in front of your friends and in a group of people and you're judging everybody else, no matter how much you do that, what's here is what's going to be what's attracting what comes to you. And I'm not saying that it's you necessarily, but what I'm saying is if you want some different results of getting the things that you're getting, you may want to check yourself. Okay? Okay. You may want to check yourself. Check what your true intent is. Okay? It's not about, okay, if you are out here and you are attracting these bums, or you're attracting these people who you can't trust, or you're attracting these people who steal, or you're attracting these people who have abandonment or commitment issues, you have to understand we attract what's in us. And I'm not saying that you are untrustworthy. I'm not saying that you steal. I'm not saying that you do any of these things. But what I'm saying is if you fear that, if you're out here trying to date on fear, that fear is going to be what you attract, because that is what you attract. That is what you're focusing on, whether it's consciously or unconsciously. That is what you're focusing on. So therefore, that's what you're going to attract. So if you're attracting cheaters, it's not because you necessarily are cheaters, because that's what you expect. That's what you're expecting from the people that you're coming to. I want to go out here and check, I want to go out here and date, but all these men are dogs, all these women, they ain't loyal. And, that is what you're going to attract, because that's what you're focusing on, because that's the energy that you're pushing out there into the world. And that is what's going to be attracted to you. If you're going to come out here and date, my one thing I can tell you this without charging y'all a session, if you're going to go out here and date, understand that the people that you meet, that these souls inside of these bodies are just that. They are human. They're not going to be perfect. And for you to meet somebody and automatically have in your mind that this is going to be my husband, this is going to be my wife, this is going to be blah, 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 you're setting yourself up for disappointment. You're setting yourself up for disappointment. When you are out there dating, go out there as you. And in order to do that, in order to go out there as you, you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. If you have been sitting around people who have been telling you men are dogs, women are dogs, men are intimidated by women. Y'all know how I feel about that. These men are intimidated, or these women are, they're just trying to get you for this. if you have been sitting around that, understand that that has been fed into you and it has attached itself to you. Until you realize that and release that attachment, you are going out there with that. That is the baggage that we carry. You're going out there with that. And therefore, those thoughts, those beliefs are going to be with you as you out there trying to attract. And so that's what you're going to bring, because that's what you out there shopping with. You know, that's like they say, you know, gold diggers, gold diggers. And these men, and the people who complain about gold diggers, think about this. The people who complain about gold diggers are the ones who, the first thing they do when they meet somebody is talk about what they got, what they can get, what they can do. And so you out there baiting with bling and you think you're going to pick up something other than a gold digger. That is what bling attracts. It attracts gold diggers. Stop being, and then complain about it when they come to you. You shop. That's what you fished with. That's what you fished with. I know nothing about fishing, but I know if you put a worm on a hook and you put it in the water, you're probably going to get a fish. I don't know what type of bait loves what type of bait, but I can guarantee you if you put that type of bait on the hook and toss it out into the water, that is probably what you're going to get. And that's the same way that we do when we go out there dating. Understanding that you may think, I know who I am. I know I want this, 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 and this. And you don't even understand the reasons behind why you even feel like that is something that's important to you. You don't understand that as you've been growing for all these years, for these 25, 35, 55, 65 years that you've been growing, that you don't understand that all during that time you have been fed into by culture, you've been fed into by your parents, by your friends, by your situations, by your experiences. All that stuff has been fed into you until you are able to go inside and look at yourself and say, okay, who am I really? To go out here, that I'm going out here fishing for my mate. Understand that all that stuff, until you are able to go inside and recognize that, to dissect it or whatever it is you need to do to get to who you truly are, you're going to understand that that is what your bait, what your bait is, and that is what you're going to catch. I'm not saying it's you necessarily, but what I'm saying is if you're not liking what you are attracting, you need to look inside yourself and see what bait you're using. Okay? It's not easy. It's not easy. I know it's not easy. Been there, done that. Would have got a t-shirt, but I had a whole outfit. Didn't even need the t-shirt. I know, y'all. And I'm going to tell you, while I was out there dating, one thing I do know, the people who I was dating, okay, I had to make sure I had my birds in there. None of them I projected as my husband except for the one who asked me. And that was when he asked me. When you go out there and you putting these expectations on people who you're just meeting, you are going to get hurt. That's what's going to happen. When you go out there and you put these expectations on people who you don't even understand, you don't even know if they've even done their soul work. You don't even know if you're getting the real person that you're seeing right now. They don't even know if you're out there baiting and fishing around with these people who are not even sure who they are. And you put all these expectations and thinking and saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is why we get hurt. This is why we hold on to these attachments, right? We have these, even if we know deep down inside, and we do, that they're not the one for us. We hold on to these attachments. And when they leave, we feel like, oh God, my heart is broken. I'm going to stay single forever. I'm never going to date again. You're holding on to the attachment. That person was never for you. And you probably knew it day one. But you decided, okay, well, this fantasy looks so good, right? I can see us. We got these cute babies, you know. We're going to have in this house. We're going to be traveling. That fantasy done tricked you. And you ain't even looking at the real person. I had someone tell me before, you know, they were going through all this mourning stuff about this person that they were, they had dated and they were broken up with. And I'm just like, I don't remember any good times. I don't remember you ever telling me anything good about this situation. It's always been something that's not been right. And you're mourning. What are you mourning? Are you mourning that? Or are you mourning that picture you don't place in your head? You don't put all these scenarios up in your head. I already got your babies and stuff. Hey, Mary, how you doing? I'm glad you popped on. I already got your babies planned out. You already got your honeymoon and your wedding planned out. And what you're mourning is that. You're not mourning this person because this person ain't never been right. And you knew it from day one. Okay. It's just frustrating for me because I see you. This one beautiful soul asked me, how did you know me? Right? How did you know me? And I'm like, I felt your vibe. I felt your vibe over video. I felt your vibe. That's how I know you. And trust me, I'm not saying that okay. I see y'all. Y'all are beautiful souls. You just got to find you and can reconnect with you. You got to reconnect with you. We're so busy out here trying to, we don't even realize that we're out here trying to paint a picture for people who don't even know their own art. And we're out here trying to paint this picture for them. And we're already a piece of art. We're already a piece of art. We just got to get to know us. Flaws, everything. Every painting, every famous painting that we have up in museums, I'm sure it started with a flaw. It started with something that, a wrong stroke or something. It's not perfect. Those flaws are what make it perfect. Imperfectly perfect. Those flaws are what made it what it was, or what made it what it is. And us in our flaws and all the things that we do and all the mistakes that we make and all the walls that we bump into and the head bangs that we experience is building and shaping us into the piece of art that we are. You don't have to hide that. The person who's going to love you, the person that you want to love you, you want them to love you for this right here, for this spirit inside of this body. This body can go away. This body can change. This body can, anything can happen to this body visually. You want them to love what's inside of you. And when we put on these acts, we put on these personas trying to be something that we're not, understanding that all that we are is enough. Always has been, always will be. You just got to understand it, and you just got to believe that now. When you go out there into the world and you're looking for your mate, or you're hoping for your mate to find you, understand that when you are you, when you are your best self, you, that is to be the person that you attract will be the person that's for you. And you won't have to ask the question. And no matter what happens in this world with whoever you meet, or however perfect you think it is, and I'm talking, and this is for me as well, no matter what happens in this world, or any situation, any relationship that it is, I know that I am enough for the person who's for me. Always has been, always will be. Okay? And the same applies to you. So it's Thursday now. I got a dental appointment I do not want to go to. I got cats and dogs, fish to feed. I got a couple errands to run, and I'm going to go and do that now. Please, please, please know and trust and believe what I'm telling you here. If you need to chat, I will put the link above here. You can schedule a session, and we can start the process. We can start the process of getting you to know who you are, to getting you to operate on the level of who you are. And all of that, we all have questions. We all want to understand the whys and the hows and the ifs and the ands and the buts. And that's fine, and the conversation is needed. That's why we only have one more day for you to get tickets to the He Said, She Said event that's happening on Saturday, where we will be discussing some of this, where we will be talking in depth about this, where we will understand our biases, or at least get to the beginning of understanding our biases. We will learn new ways of looking and new ways of thinking at situations, to understand that the person that we're looking for and the person that may be looking for us is not perfect. It's not going to be 100% of everything. Learn how to recognize and learn how to understand that we're all souls inside of this body here. We're just inside this body right here. If you don't have tickets, I put the link above. If you if you already got your tickets, I'll see you Saturday. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. I'll also put the link to schedule a session if you'd like to schedule a session as well on top. I am going to go out now and take care of these pets and take care of this house a little bit more. And you guys, until next time, I will see you guys on the other side. Take care. Bye-bye.